keys and bow your knees and call me the Lord of Language, the Carnival Master. I come from the valley of the shadow, from the mountain of the sun. I come as an axe to a bending tree to relate to you my terrible genealogy. I was born on Africa's shores and weaned on desert moors, holding the keys to pretenders' destinies. But in the year 1632, I was transported into a timeless twilight zone of trial and tribulation, manacled and shackled, dragged and dumped into a deep dark dungeon on a golden coast, taken across a sea infested with monsters of all different descriptions, such as the hydrophobia and the luciphobia, and dumped in the land of Kairi. They expected me to languish in slavery. They tried to steal my humanity, but left in my hand a drum. Sartorial splendor, mastery of the word, the resurrection of the drum, all the treasures I possess, greater than silver, greater than gold, I share with you, Ko Nimo, the majesty of my people's soul.
It was exciting arriving in Trinidad from Ghana to be plunged immediately into a carnival world of costumes, calypso, and steel bands. It was an introduction which heightened my anticipation of what was still in store for me on my visit. It was a great moment also for me to meet MacDonald Bailey, the Trinidadian Olympic athlete of the 50s, who was a great idol of mine as a schoolboy in Ghana. His son was playing drums for the Champion Steel Band Phase 2. When Trinidadian musician Lancelot Layne was my guest in Ghana a few months ago, I took him to a welcoming ceremony by a traditional priest. He's now returning the compliment by taking me to a welcoming ceremony based on traditional Yoruba belief which has survived in Trinidad.
So I come through here all the time. This is the University of Woodford Square. That is what it was called in the 1950s.
University of Woodford Square.
Yes, Woodford Square is the name for the place. So people used to come here during the 50s and be part of the political activity. And it's a kind of, like you had mentioned, Hyde Park, you know, and people are free to discuss any subject. So you always find people here who are ready to talk.
If you see a thread, for normal thread would be this thread.
Yes,
that thread.
Yes.
But see, that was too narrow.
Yes.
So now with broad looms, you can use broad thread.
Yes, yes.
And this is the our national costume. Real cloth here, you have there, right?
Yeah, man.
Real cloth here, real girls. We make government here and we break government here. We shape them and we unshape them, right? We do what we want with them here because here is the center of attraction in the whole of Trinidad and Tobago.
Africa. Why, mommy, too. Girl, I must let you know. Why, mommy, too. Girl, I must let you know. Girl, I want to come back home.
Africa.
Yes, the tired road.
Africa.
Girl, I want to come back home.
Africa.
Yes, the tired road.
Africa.
Boy.
Africa.
Somebody bim boy.
Africa.
Bamba bambai.
Africa.
Baba bimbo.
Africa.
Tell Doctor Nkrumah, this is Lord Kitchener. We send our love to Africa. Me and Roy and Cara, that's why I want to come back home.
Africa.
Girl, I'm tired road.
Africa.
Girl, I want to come back home.
Africa.
Look at tired road.
Africa.
Boy.
Africa.
One more time, girl.
Africa.
Baba
Africa.
I feel so much about you. Your songs really rock the whole of West Africa.
Thank you very much.
Especially in Ghana.
Thank you very much.
And we do our Highlife, which has rhythms, and just like the calypso.
Yeah.
So the calypso is really a link
Yeah.
of our Highlife and brings the two countries together.
I understand. Yeah, because I like the Highlife very much.
Could I do one for you just to listen?
I would like to hear the Highlife.
I'm going to do a Dagomba tune, and it says this. Friday night you ask me penny, Saturday nights I need dollar. Friday night you ask me penny, Saturday nights I need $2. When I come you say you sick, when I go you say you well. When I come you say you sick man, when I go you say you well. Today na day for me and you, we go now fight job. Lord, this is a Highlife tune,
Yes,
and it's in the Gomba moods.
Thank you very much.
Kitchener sang about independence of Ghana. Independence in Ghana meant a lot to him. Now, the Calypsonian makes social impact. What would you comment about this? Well, as a historian,
Well, I always...
the role of the Calypsonian and the impact he makes on his society.
Well, to put it in a nutshell,
Yeah.
I always refer to the Calypsonian as poet, prophet, philosopher, and that covers everything. Social commentary, the life of a nation is the Calypso.
I now sing you a voice extemporaneously. Pay attention to Lord Pretty. My friend told me you come from Ghana. You met Pretender and Kitchener, two of the greatest that they ever had. As true Calypsonians in Trinidad. Extempo genius and grandmaster, namely Pretender and Kitchener. I beg you to please put your hand in mine. Let's hope our friendship remains sublime. And don't forget the Lord Pretender whenever I visit in Ghana. What is your name? I would like to know.
Ko Nimo.
So I could mention it in calypso. So listen to me, Mr. Ko Nimo.
Thank
Tell
you.
them you met the grand genius of
The characteristic of calypso is the ability to compose lyrics on the spot or extemporize. In Trinidad, Pretender is known as a master of this art. It was a pleasure to hear him as he turned his attention to Lance, who was not playing the guitar the way he wanted.
It's only the last lines you have to sing. You're really interrupting the extreme booking. And your continued interruption is spoiling Pretender's concentration.
The white man was afraid of the drum because the slaves used to rally around the drums. Okay. Not only in Trinidad and in Haiti. If I tell you the story about Haiti, that is the story of Haiti. Toussaint Louverture defeated Napoleon army, and the drum was a key part. So that they established that the drum was an inflammatory, it was a weapon.
It was.
And they had to ban the drums. All right, when they banned the drum, because the drum is the African thing, right? It's also the Indian thing too. But when they banned the drum, the black people had to get an alternative to the drum, right? So what they turned to? They turned to the tambour bamboo. The tambour bamboo. The tambour bamboo, they had large ones, and the large ones were used as the bass drums. They had middle-sized ones, the cutters, and the fullers, so that in effect, the tambour bamboo was forming an orchestra to replace the drum. And they were accompanied by this tambour bamboo on the road. All right? But when the tambour bamboo became a weapon in gang skirmishes, then they clapped another band on the tambour bamboo.
And then the people had to, well, they turned to the bean drums, dustbin covers. We are speaking about the period about somewhere around the 1930s. Just as the Christ child was born in a stable in Bethlehem and rose to be King of Kings, the steel band was born in the backyards of Fortress King and rose to be the greatest innovation of the 20th century.
Very good one.
I've heard your music, seen your band in action, and when I think of the complexity and the range, the arrangement, I just didn't believe. How are you able to do all this, manufacture all this in your head, translate it to the musicians to come out with such magnificent work? Booksy.
Well, I've been playing pan since a little boy, and I developed myself like to hear, because I cannot read or write music, and it's something very kind of complex,
Yeah.
and it's like help from the Lord above who guide me.
Yeah.
Come from my heart to what I feel here, and then to my head. I put it over to each section. I listen to all types of music, and I try to get a whole feel, put my whole expression of the music onto the different sections of the steel band.
Yeah. Amponsah make an semi. It's in it as rich Yahoma. Who know I'm a day, ye, and who know I'm a day, ye.
Tassa in Trinidad and Tobago have become one of the most integrated instruments that you have. The rhythms of the tassa have influenced non-Indian instruments like African drumming, for example, and vice versa. Some of the kalinda hand you've heard over there is heavily influenced by African drumming. The tassa itself as an instrument has made its advent into carnival and into a lot of non-traditional East Indian areas. It's used now in recordings. The calypso, it's become a permanent part of calypso. And in the years to come, the tassa is undoubtedly going to be one of the most widely used instruments in the country.
Because as you now, I want to get you so that you my process and what you mean, I'm sorry.
That proportion of the people here have East Indian ancestry. And in Ghana, Indian movies are very, very popular. And so when I had the opportunity of meeting Indian musicians and jamming with them, it was a real experience. What do you think have been the influence of this Indian music on calypso?
Well, what has happened in Trinidad is that the Kaisonian and especially the steel bands that take up the Kaiso tunes have been able to take things that are happening all around them and mix it with it. You know, you would hear somebody come on with something because the Kaiso has the ability to take in all those things, you know.
Influences and so on.
Yeah, I mean, and this year you will hear a fella sing something with an East Indian influence, next year you hear him sing something with a Chinese influence. And so having such a great proportion of East Indians in the country, many Kaisonians have dealt with that aspect of the makeup of the culture, you know.
In the effort to commercialize the calypso, a new form of calypso called soul calypso or soca has evolved.
Calypso is African. It is an expression of our ancestral ties, and how we sing is African. So the calypso in itself mixed with the East Indian rhythm is soca. Let me just sing a piece so you might understand a little bit. Life today, on like yesterday, yeah. Friendship gone, leaving hate and scorn, yeah. Neighbor, living like stranger with neighbor. No love, sir, no love, sir, for one another. To unite people as one, I create a song, I hope it live on. From generation to generation to generation. Sing Om, Shanti Om, Shanti Shanti Om. Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachate. Om Shanti Om. La 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 la
One of the main exponents of this music is the band Charlie's Roots. They are also one of the bands that plays for masqueraders on the streets at carnival time. Two of the most popular soca calypsonians are David Rudder and Tambu Herbert, who sing with Charlie's Roots. I had the opportunity of exposing them to some highlife music.
But the things I saw, for instance, that great funeral, all right, of the traditional priests and the people in the marketplace and all that, it has left with me such a vivid memory of that period in my life. It's like a period in my life that is set aside. Having come to Ghana, having seen people, having interacted with people in the way that you have been able to here over the week or two that you've been here, I feel that you might be able to tell us something of the similarities, for instance, of the people. I mean, just look at us here, liming as we call it, right? We sitting down and just eating and drinking and people talking. You know what I mean? I have seen the same thing happen in Ghana.
In fact, the possibility of exploring this sort of link is something I would like to work on, because maybe in the form of cultural exchange with a maker of steel band, a tuner, and a player, at least two of them, coming to Ghana, and two Ghanaians, a master drummer, the teacher also coming down here, because I think the steel band should come to Africa.
That's all right. It's all right. No big thing. Bring another plate for him now, man.
Now, traditionally, back home, when you start, you are eating
your food,
you must actually
so some on the ground.
For the ancestors. This I have not done.
Me too.
So this is what has happened. They demand their share.
Yeah.
So there should no
you
problem.
See what I mean? I forget to. You see? So the same thing come on.
Ebibi man ye japade ani abusuabo patayo eni ahohoyo ya futuo ni nyamesuro ye ni nyansahu nyina mfi ase eni die nu obuo ye de manana no mpanimfo ade se me nyina de fo wo nyankopon anim efse otanhunu kontompo eni adufuru pe ni adwombone eni hu afia domum ewiase afunde tumi ni ahunde nyinara entum nyi ni pedasani ase pa hoto de a omiemfa domo abusu akoro wo wiase mu ebi man kwaso
Our family transcends the invisible mountains, our elders, banks of wisdom unending. And nurturing the future we entrust to our children, the us that go on. Our lifelong journey to Nyame, our lifelong journey to God, reborn.
Trinidad and Kwaso, Ghana and Kwaso, Tobago and Kwaso, Ebibi man Kwaso.